Today we've got the latest 3-wood model from Titleist in the GT family, the GT1 3Tour. We're going to compare it to the GT1 and the GT2, and we're going to figure out where it fits in to the whole lineup. So I'm Drew Mahowald here in the tour van. Kevin Kraft is over there, club fitter, master club fitter from the Columbia store. We've got a new 3-wood. I've actually got the GT1, the standard, on this shaft right now.
Oh, okay.
GT1 3Tour and GT2 are over there. We've kind of got, I don't know, this club head is an interesting one from Titleist, where it sounds like the origin is that a lot more players than they expected put GT1 Fairway in the bag on tour. And so they kind of then refined a little bit with some of their feedback to get a tour model with the GT1. I guess, what's your take on this idea, and maybe why GT1 was more successful on tour than they thought?
It is interesting because technically GT1s are most forgiving model.
Right.
So if you look at the trends on tour over the last bunch of years, whether you're looking at irons or drivers or anything else, the trend is really going toward more forgiving stuff. Mm-hmm. So my guess is tweak-wise to this, they're probably trying to get spin dialed in the way it really needs to be. GT1 is technically the a little higher spinning mm-hmm. model of the lineup. So, you're not going to get guys that want super high spin coming off the deck, but creating the right launch characteristics, a little bit bigger head, and a lot of forgiveness. So
yeah, that's one thing we'll talk about too, is just the look of them. With GT1 and GT2 being, they have their. I would say the GT1 is probably the largest in terms of footprint. Yeah. But where the GT1 Tour fits in, is it closer to the standard GT1, closer to GT2? I mean, we'll kind of talk through that as well. But we're going to hit them all in the standard A1 hosel setting. I've got this is a Tensei 1K Black 75X. What are you noticing from the GT2 and the GT1 Tour there?
So one Tour looks like it's got a little shallower face.
Than the two.
Than the two. Size-wise, it's definitely a little bit bigger profile.
Yeah.
So typically when we see a little shallower face, we see a little more on the back side, just depending on, of course, what they're going for from a CC perspective. So this looks a little on the larger side. Looks pretty easy to hit. I imagine that's why it's going in your bag.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be. If I end up hitting a GT1 or GT2 just way better, maybe we make a change.
Sure.
So, yeah. But we'll hit the GT1 here first. Okay. It's a good start.
Yeah. What do you want out of a 3-wood?
Well, it's primarily for me going to be a T club, something I can hit out there, call it in the 270 range confidently when I need to. And yes, I want to be able to use it off the deck, but just for me and my distance, there's such a, I'm so rarely using it off the deck.
Yeah. Just
with the courses I play and the distance I do have off the tee, it's rare that I need it off the deck. But okay, two similar golf shots there.
Yeah.
So if I don't hit it super high, mm-hmm. I'm not concerned because it's primarily a T club.
Yeah.
And we'll say I like this right now. I mean, again, this is the GT1, probably going to be the highest, launching of these. So. Okay. That actually is not as bad as I would have thought. Definitely very much missed it on the heel. Yep.
You should just hit that one just like that all the time.
I mean, that's the shot I need every week.
264 carry, 284. Even if you're hitting this, and I know there aren't going to be that many opportunities for you to hit this into par 5 greens, but 40-degree landing angle on a fairway wood that we're using primarily as a tee shot club.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
From a fitter's standpoint, if I can get 40 degrees for somebody with a club that they're primarily intending to hit off the tee, and occasionally when the situation arises, play it off the deck, that's pretty awesome.
Right. Yeah. That right there is about as good as it gets. And in terms of what I'm going to need out of this club, that's exactly it right there. That stays right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Another one that's
so that one
high enough.
Fairly significantly out of the heel. Spin came up a little bit, but 270 off the tee for you there. Fairway, great.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm finding fairways with the exception of one so far. Let's hit one more here.
Mm-hmm.
Low heel. Again. Okay. I mean, it's
okay.
Fairway, right?
Yes, it is fairway. You lost a little bit extra distance on that one, coming out low and in the heel. But 6 out of those 7 are in our fairway.
Yeah.
That's actually very, very good.
Yeah. Let's see if we have any averages to look at. But I mean, nothing felt outrageously difficult there. I just had a couple that were really. I just had a couple that were really bad mishits that, as you can see on the map there.
So,
weak, but
club head speed was very consistent. Ball speed stayed pretty good. Yeah, this was the one that was really the big miss.
Really a big miss there.
Taking that one out of the mix, we're at under 3,500 RPM, which is fine. 255, 275, great.
Yeah.
Trajectory-wise, we're at 95 feet in the air. That's awesome. Doesn't have to be that high, but that's great. Yeah. I mean, from a where did this ball end up standpoint, here we are.
Yeah. So we had the one that you had clicked off that was just in the left rough there, but way short because of the mishit.
Yep. And
then we've got these that are, I hit a bunch of fairways. I mean, this is not like the widest fairway either. So
no, it's not. Especially right about where it's at right there. It's actually pretty close to the narrowest spot on this fairway we've got here. So the
fact I was able to hit, almost all of these just in a nice spot. A couple shots were a little shorter because of the mishits, but I hit it where I needed to hit it.
This is what we want from this club for you. Is let's keep it in the fairway.
So I'm curious now. Should we go to GT2 or do you want to do the GT1 Tour first? I'll let you pick.
Let's go to the 1 Tour first. Okay. And then we'll go from there.
This is now the GT1 Tour, and actually, this is definitely a little smaller footprint-wise than the standard GT1.
Okay.
A little more kind of traditional looking for, what some players might consider a traditional 3-wood shape. This is definitely closer to that than the GT1, and then it is, I believe, a touch stronger on the loft, like a half a degree. In standards. We're still in the standard A1 setting here. Yeah, it hit hard.
Okay.
That was hit pretty good. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's the shot. If I can hit that every time I need it to, that's the one.
151 smash there. That's pretty good.
I'll take that. It's another really good one.
Crunchy.
Yep, that'll work every time. All right, I'm curious about this one because that was hard, what it felt like off the toe. Okay. It still actually got some distance out of it. It's obviously a little bit right, and it's going to inflate that dispersion oval. I'm actually impressed with how far that went because it really felt, it was one of those that you feel the club twist.
Well, so toe strike, typically we're going to see spin drop. It did. So there's your extra yardage.
Yeah, I suppose.
And to its credit, as Titleist seems to now pretty much full time, almost no matter where you hit on this face, you get good ball speeds. That was 147 smash factor. Now I know you're used to living in the 150s and 151s, but this was really
I'm
good.
not used to that. But yeah, I just like how I still got some distance out of that. okay, a little fade to it. It felt
Okay.
like there was a fade to it, but
Yeah. Personally, I'm happier to see you hit a little hanger with this than anything.
yeah, I
that's
mean
going
that's still
left.
plenty
So-
far,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just in the right rough there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was smoked.
That was roasted.
Yeah.
Okay.
290.
All right. So that was 7 shots, and we've already thrown out the 1.
Yes.
Comparatively, 0.4 miles an hour faster club head speed, 2.1 faster ball speed. Efficiency went from 148 to 150. Very nice on the strike. We did have a slight lower launch on a slight lower loft.
Makes sense.
Golf club's doing exactly what we'd expect it to do. We did see a little less spin, actually about 500 RPM, which is good for a club that we're going to be hitting off the tee.
Yeah.
So carry yardage up 5 yards, total yardage up 11 yards. Landing angle got a little bit shallower.
Yep.
Club path about the same. Face angle just a little more open. You did have a couple that hung out to the right there. A little lower trajectory. Again, I don't mind seeing that at all for a club that we're going to hit off the tee primarily. What was your take? How about feel? And
yeah, I was obviously a little more sporadic on the dispersion, but it felt faster. It numerically was faster.
Yep.
So I like that it's, instead of going up like this, it's kind of a little flatter.
Yes.
Which I actually like a lot too, because in the scenario where I'm hitting a tee shot on a windy day, I'd prefer to be able to already have a naturally lower trajectory with it, but also be able to work it and flight it down to easier if I want to.
Sure.
So I like the lower ball flight. Again, this is for a club I'm primarily using off the tee. And in that sense, I'm not worried about the height being 10 feet or 11 feet lower, landing angle being shallow. I'm not that worried about that. So again, dispersion, I had these 2 out to the right and had 1 left. So I'm a little more wild in terms of direction here. Whereas the GT1, I was hitting fairway after fairway. Yeah. So there's a couple things to think about there.
A couple things to think about, but there's also ways to tweak these with Titleist's adapter that, if you end up liking the 1 better but want a little lower trajectory, we can take 3/4 of a degree off of it. And so
that's a good point. I do like the extra speed that I can get with the GT1 Tour. Because again, I mean, there's finding fairways, but there's also making sure it's up there to give you a short club in, and there's a couple pieces to that pie there. So.
Yeah.
All right. Should we do the GT2 quick?
Yeah, let's see what the 2 can do.
I don't know the exact volume size for these woods. The GT2 appears to be very close to the GT1 Tour. They look to be very similar in total size.
Yeah.
And as you said, you said this is actually, it appears to be a little deeper.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, I would imagine the GT2 is a little bigger maybe in total size, but maybe not.
So probably very similar in total size, just the way it's
allocated.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did the same thing with the other club. Yep. Yep.
Well,
one was
that's
good.
Pretty awesome. 64 feet of height, 2,700 RPM of spin. That's a
fairway
great
finder.
Windy day ball right there.
That's a fairway finder.
Yes, it is.
So I'll take that over something that goes 110 feet in the air and kind of flutters up there in any wind that would come up.
Yep.
Slight miss hit there, but it's going to work.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, a little high on the face. Well, I have a missed tendency here. Those are on the next county over. I just did the exact same thing you just removed.
Golf is hard, man.
Sure is.
And especially when you're swinging, almost 110 miles an hour.
Well,
with great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. Same thing. No, that's better that time.
All right, let me see this thing real quick. I want to make a change to this head.
You feel pretty good about this. So those shots basically we're just going to ignore.
Now, despite what I do to this golf club, the laws of physics still apply. So I can't do everything to make
You're telling
this
me to
not
swing
go-
better.
Well, yes, but I'm now at least trying to set you up for a positive experience here. Let me throw a little tiny change in here. Okay.
Well, you made a change.
Wow. Look, it didn't open it up that much.
Yeah, I know. There, that'll be a little better. A little high in the face, but
Okay, that's all I wanted was that.
that.
There we go.
Hey, I hit one good. Good deal.
Uh-huh.
So you moved it to B1 for the GT2. What does that actually do to it?
B1 is a little flat and neutral in loft.
So it doesn't change the loft. Just
So it
opens
does
the
not
face a
change the
little
loft.
bit. Another one high in the face a little bit, but I think it's going to work.
Okay.
In a sense. Still a little bit out to the right. That's a good ball.
Yeah, that's a really good ball.
It's the furthest one of the day in
Yep.
terms of total distance.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Got some stuff.
So, let's go take a little look at the numbers. And so from a clubhead speed standpoint, we were right about where we've been living.
Yeah.
Ball speed's right about where we've been living, though the GT1 Tour was a little bit faster. Your smash factor was 149, just like it was with the GT2 or with the GT.
Mm-hmm.
Both those versions of the GT2. 148 with the GT1, which was actually your most consistent of the group.
Yeah, so that's where, obviously the GT2 and its standard settings for me, it wasn't clicking. I was pull hooking.
I just don't want to see that left creep in.
Yeah, so that's where you made the adjustment to the top there.
Yep.
Still, with that, the GT1 Tour 3-wood was the fastest and farthest for me.
Yes.
In terms of the total averages. Swung it just a touch faster, but the ball speed was the only one to average in the 160s, 150 smash. Now looking at dispersion, there's one club that kind of removes the big misses, which is the standard GT1.
Yes.
So there's some, it's kind of whatever and again, my GT1 Tour misses weren't that wide either. I mean, they were off the fairway, but it wasn't the GT2s that are way over here and way over here.
These two here
So,
are completely livable.
Yep.
Right? And then the other three were really long and
straight.
in the fairway.
Yeah.
I didn't like these guys over here, so we
Correct.
made that adjustment. And then we got these three guys over here. So I think maybe the 2 is not maybe for you.
Yeah, I think you can just get rid of the GT2 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's either going to be a GT1 or GT1 3Tour.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating to me how, for me, I don't know, just the GT2 didn't line up with my brain very well.
Yeah, and that
Didn't swing it good.
sometimes that happens. I kind of felt like, it could very well have been a really good performer for you, but for whatever reason, that ball going left is disastrous.
Yeah.
You're better off with the ball going right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to miss fairway, hit
Yeah,
the other fairway.
I'm on the other
right?
fairway. Yeah.
So that's good.
But
I'm more excited by this.
yeah,
The original GT1, which you were very, very straight with, or potentially the Tour, which had a couple slight misses to the right, one little miss to the left, not off the planet, and 3 really good strikes up the middle.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I think this kind of validates for me what I mean. I without a true fitting, I was going to throw the GT1 Tour in the bag because I I need a T club. My old 3-wood G425 LST has such a shallow face, where this one's actually a little bit deeper in that my misses that are maybe high on the face when I tee it up can be a little bit better performer. But now I maybe need to do a little bit of tweaking and or trying a couple things out with these 2 GT1 models to figure out exactly which one's going to go in.
Yeah.
But I appreciated the test today. I appreciated your insight because
oh, sure.
this is,
I mean,
it's a good one.
From a fitter standpoint, we've eliminated.
Yeah, we've eliminated the
one
club
for sure.
Yeah.
So.
But I think it also kind of puts GT1 Tour right in between GT1 and GT2.
Yeah.
In how they perform, right?
Yep.
GT1 is going to be a little higher launch, a little bit more spin, maybe give you a little bit more height on it, and then the GT2 is faster, a little lower spin, and then I think the Tour of the GT1 kind of fits right in between. I think we saw that in the testing.
Yeah, I think from a strokes gained benefit, you're probably going to see a little bit of more gain in that Tour head.
Just because of the added distance of it?
Because of the added distance, yeah.
That's where...
Because your misses weren't so bad that it's going to bring disaster into play.
Right, like those 2 on the right are, 5 yards, 10 yards off the fairway, where I'm probably still in play.
Yep.
So, okay, we got some answers today. And if the GT1 Fairway, the GT3 Tour, if you're interested in that, and it's kind of again, it's a bit of an odd release, I think, from Titleist.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a different backstory, but it's got some juice. It's got the Titleist GT tech within it, and it's really fast, as we saw today. So go get a fitting. Kevin, thank you for joining and helping me out a little bit today.
Sure.